Hey guys, wanted to make a quick video for those of you that are new to any business and considering going to vendor shows. I just left one about 2 hours away from home, and I tell you, if people aren't familiar with what you are selling, it will be very difficult for you to increase your sales or to have any sales if you're just starting out. One thing that I did with Touch of Beauty was, try to rely on making sure I had a website, told some friends, got a few people to wear the hair for me, and pretty much have been working off of word of mouth. But as I plan to expand my customer base, I have to think outside the box. So one of the things that I'm doing now is thinking of different vendor show opportunities that I can set up a display table and be able to have people walk up and ask questions about Touch of Beauty's hair products, because we are now carrying lashes and a couple other products like hair and body oils, which people really appreciate that, and I have some literature available for them to read to figure out what their issues are with their hair and scalp and skin. One thing that I did think was helpful was I went ahead and made a guide, because what I was finding at some of my vendor shows was, I'm in traffic, so excuse me, but what I found at one of my vendor shows was the music. The music was very loud, and it was hard to have conversations. So the easiest thing was to provide a pamphlet for customers to look at, something that's a quick read that would help them make a decision in regards to which type of product they wanted to purchase. Sometimes people feel uncomfortable with sharing some of the deepest dark parts of hair and scalp. I used to be that way, so I understand. And so using the pamphlet has really helped and actually has increased our sales there as well. Simply by giving people a piece of paper to read, and then they can make their choices with like one or two lines that are high areas of concern for people. Dry scalp, they want to hear about moisturizing hair. They want to hear about how to control dandruff. Those types of things. Those are keywords that I use in some of the very short descriptions. Also, I added body custards, and man, do they smell good. I have them out for people I have tester jars for people to open right there. They always ask me, I open this, and I encourage them to open it, because once they open our body custards, I already know the smell sells itself. That's why we started carrying those. But it is also a conversation piece that will lure customers over to the table. And it's also disposable cash. Something that's $20 and under would be a good idea to consider to add to your vendor table. These are just a few things that we are using to, make conversation with new customers. In addition, don't forget to have your business cards there readily available, so your customers will know how to reach you once the event is over. And always give them more than one. Most times, once they have your body custard or with us, once they buy a bundle or they felt the bundle that's there, they then remember that and they share it with friends after they've purchased something. Like today, I had some folks walk away with some of the raw bundles that we sell right off of the rack, and those are the most that's the best way to advertise, is to let people be able to just walk up, make their selection. I thought that was really weird at first, but then I felt like the customer really got a chance to pick the bundles that they wanted. They liked it, I liked it, but so those are some suggestions to have walkaways. Also, make sure you have a bag of some sort. When people see a certain bag walking around, and that bag could have your logo on it, or it may not have your logo on it. For instance, for me today at this vendor event that I did, I was the only vendor, which is a plus. Sometimes being the only vendor in your niche or your niche is a plus. But I tell you what, it's even better. Today, my only competition was 2 concession stands. Yeah, 2 concession stands. And the rest of the traffic came my way. It was wonderful. I can just imagine the number of sales that I'm going to get this week from just being the only vendor there outside of outside of food. Oftentimes you don't get that lucky, but you do have hosts that do understand the importance of not having repeat businesses there. So when you sign up or inquire about a vending event, you want to either read the description really well to see if the host is mindful of no repeat businesses, because who wants to attend a vending event with, let's just say, 2 Mary Kay, consultants? That makes them compete against one another. When you own your own business, it's tough when you have to be sitting right next to or across from another hair vendor. So when you sign your contract for vending events, or when you inquire about vending events, ask the host those important questions. It's worth it, because then you can strategize, or you can bargain and ask that they put you all either on 2 separate aisles, or either see if they can help you with the design or the setup or the layout of the vendors. Do y'all like my lashes? Look at them. I love these things. And you know what? I am not a lash wearer, but I wear these. Even my husband loves them too. So, I'll be wearing these. But anyways, I love them. They look so natural. And no, they're not the expensive extensions. And here again, we have these lashes on our table as well. Right now, we're only carrying one design, which is the design that I have on my eyelids now. Take a look. I'm trying to drive, but I could not resist making this YouTube video for you guys as I am leaving a vending event. So I hope you're able to get something out of this as you consider introducing your brand, your products to a new set of clientele. Let me tell you what I also did. We're based out of Virginia, and I drove 2 hours away north. And I tell you, it's a big difference in the expectations of the clientele in the city that I vended in today. It's very important to have items on hand for the northern clientele. They want to walk away with the product.
Watch out, vehicle stopped on shoulder ahead.
Sorry, that's Waze. giving me some hints and tips on my drive. Yeah, so my new customers, cash flow is a lot more lucrative than it is in Virginia. So it's important to have items on hand ready to package and put in that bag that I was just talking about, so that they can walk around with it. And that is like free advertisement. And considering we were the only vendors there today, I enjoyed it. But it's something you may want to think about. We got our bags. They're pink and black. They're just a little plastic handle bag. I believe the size was about 9 by 12. Ordered that from Amazon. Let me get out of this HOV lane. Ordered those from Amazon, and they don't even have our logo on it. But in the case, like I said, today we were the only vendor there. The food vendors did not have bags, so it was a good look. A good look, and it was a successful day. The last thing, guys, is make sure there are other little things, but make sure you have a way to collect email addresses, or go ahead, and we have a QR code that we put up on a banner, and we go ahead.
In half a mile, stay to the left to I-95 South, Richmond.
We get folks to sign up for our newsletter, and then we give them a free gift once they do that. So that's one of the ways that we collect email addresses, so that when we get ready to announce sales or Black Friday deals, those types of things, we go right to those addresses that have signed up for our newsletter, and we send it out. We also do
stay to the left to I-95 South, Richmond.
We also do VIP specials that way as well. So just something to think about. You can have a clipboard.
Continue straight for 13 minutes to exit 163, Virginia 642, Lorton.
You can have a piece of paper to collect the email addresses. They give them a little small token that's free. Or you can use a QR code, like I mentioned earlier, and get people to sign up for your newsletter. Or consider doing a raffle of some sort. And then you collect those addresses that way. Also, when you sign up to vend, ask the host if they have any way of recognizing the vendor or vendors that are there. It would be nice to have the host during the intermission or the breaks to mention, Touch of Beauty hair. Make sure you visit the Touch of Beauty hair extensions booth while we're on break or intermission. And then before you leave, talk to the host about even considering letting you sponsor a certain portion of it. Maybe you could sponsor the door prizes, or you could sponsor a raffle. Maybe they'll announce the winner of your raffle for you. But there are lots of little ways to gain traffic to your vending table, but most valuable traffic is that happens after the event. All right, guys, those are just a few tips that I wanted to share with you in my drive back. I still have about an hour, 45 minutes, but I was thinking about you guys and wanted to give you something to think about for the new business owners, or either those that are in business and business is slow. Vending tables, vending events may be something you want to consider. And also think about your county or state fair. Sometimes they'll have deals where you can be a vendor at those events. Think about schools. As we approach the fall, you'll see a lot more craft and bazaars. BAZAAR is how you spell those, where they accept vendors of all types. And the fees, I didn't talk about the fees. The fees It depends, guys. The fees range. I think the cheapest I've seen has been like $20. $20 a table, or a 10 by 10 space, 8 by 8 space. Those are common sizes that you'll hear. But some, they do go up. I mean, there's something in Virginia called the Bazaar, and I think it goes all the way up to $1,000. However, that fee is for a 3-day period. So when you inquire about an event, be clear on the time commitment, how many days, and how many hours for the event. And for someone just starting out, a good, I would say anywhere between $20 to $50 for a 1-day event is reasonable. Yeah, that's pretty reasonable. Also, ask the host, if this is their first time, what kind of advertisement they plan to do, have done, and how they're gonna introduce or let their audience know about the vendors that'll be there. If they have held this event multiple years, the hosts usually can tell you about how much traffic they have coming through. So good luck, guys. This is just a few tips on vending for new business owners, or those of you whose business is running a little slow. This is just another tip avenue for you to consider. All right, guys. Well, thank you for joining us, and thank you for taking me home. Have a good evening. Bye.